Hi everybody, it's Riyadh from Love Amplified. Good to be with you today. As some of you might know, today my book got published on Amazon, and yes, I have splashed it all over social media, all of that. I'm very excited. But I want to talk to you about my process, how I got here. And maybe it could be helpful to you in some way or another. This book has had many false starts, many kind of iterations, and over a couple of years. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, I put it up on my vision board for the year. I actually hand draw my vision boards, and I drew a picture of a book with my name on it as the author. And I forgot about it. And I think for the past 2 years, I could have been described as procrastinating. But it wasn't that. And I think I realize that now. And it felt like a process of incubation. And I love that shift in perception and perspective. So yeah, there are times when we actually do procrastinate, absolutely. But often what we see as procrastination could just be incubation, where your subconscious mind, something deep inside of you, is processing, is integrating, is doing work behind the scenes. And maybe that's what it was like for me. And then the final shift happened when a couple of weeks ago I had a one-on-one with my writing coach. And she said something very important to me. She said, the book is already written. And it struck me. There's no hard work involved here. The book is written. And the process became so fluid, so easy, simple. Something I'd been struggling with for years. Just that idea that it's done. And maybe I just have to be a vessel for it. Transfer this doneness of it onto paper. And isn't that true with so much in our lives? In the sense that when you know that it's a done deal, something is done, it is clear, there's an absolute knowing, then things just kind of fall into place. Over the span of my life, I've had a number of times where I just knew something. I don't know how I knew it. I just knew that there would be a particular outcome. And all I needed to do was just get out of the way. And that outcome was fulfilled with minimum effort. And this idea of non-doing, and yet everything gets done. Again, a Taoist philosophy way of looking at it. And that's what this process felt like for me. There was no real doing on my part. And yet, I trusted the process, I went through it, and it got done. And the whole process from beginning to end astounded me in how quick and fluid and simple it was. And I think we build things up in our minds. We're looking for this thing, and I've said this a number of times over a couple of the videos now. We need this thing to be perfect. And this book is by no means perfect. And it's not meant to be. And yesterday I spoke about not caring what people think. Well, of course you care what people think, but it should never be a restriction to you, to me. It should never be a limitation. So this idea of not procrastinating but incubating, and then also this idea that it's done. You know, I think it was Covey who said, begin with the end in mind. And I think it's about taking it beyond the end. It's not working towards an end. It is the end has happened. You've seen it. I drew it. And it was simply a matter of following a process and seeing the fulfillment of this manifestation. And I think this is how it is in all aspects of our life. But we get in our own way. We sabotage ourselves. We overanalyze. We think ourselves out of it. We strive for this perfection. And in doing that, we don't trust the process. We don't even get started because it has to be perfect. And yeah, this has been an incredibly joyous process for me. Just following it from start to finish and trying as much as possible to get out of my own way and just let this thing unfold. And it's been a really life-changing process for me. Doing these videos simultaneously while writing has been part of this process, and I think I said it yesterday, I've gone through so much in this last 2 months or so in terms of my own growth, my own development. And I'm feeling amazing. And in the book I speak about a rebirth, and this is what it feels like for me. I've had this a couple of times over my life where I've accomplished something, and in doing that there's a sense of invincibility, there's a sense of fearlessness, and I alluded to it yesterday. And it feels like you can accomplish anything. Now it's about sustaining that momentum. It's about integrating that sense of self, that belief that, and I know this from the past, but somehow you end up doubting that if you set your mind to something, you can accomplish anything. And I want to say that to you because I know so many of you, I've spoken to so many of you where you want to do something, you want to set out and do something, and you hold back, you limit yourself, you're afraid. And in the end, there's really nothing to be afraid of. Fear exists inside, just yet. So, thank you. And yeah, I'm sure I'll check in with you tomorrow again. I'm on a high at the moment, so